Welcome back to AM Northwest. I love that retro music. Our first guest spent 17 years living overseas, learning the cultures and customs of many countries. But it wasn't until she discovered Feng Shui that she found balance in her life. And here to share more, we welcome the author of Searching for the Caravan, Germaine Parra. Good to have you with us.
Thank you very much, Helen.
I'm
happy to be here.
Let's first talk about how you became interested in Feng Shui. I find it fascinating. So tell me what interested you.
Our lives were falling apart. You know, I had lived overseas first in Europe, in Paris, and also in Switzerland as a single person. And then after I got married, our first country was in Pakistan, where my daughter was born. I had a 2-year-old, and then my infant. I went to Pakistan 6 months pregnant, and she was born by cesarean section. But it was a hard struggle.
Yeah.
We moved from there to the Philippines, and things were still difficult, and I couldn't understand. I just couldn't understand what was happening to us. Financially, we were having problems. I had a heart attack when I was 41. My husband had a hip replacement surgery. So we had all of these things happening to us, and it just wasn't adding up. And I was compelled, actually, to go to a seminar, you know, where this woman was teaching Feng Shui. And it's not something that I would normally have gravitated towards, just because I come from a scientific background.
Right.
And it seemed kind of woo-woo to me. You know, I did genetic research, I studied cytology, my husband was in mathematics and engineering, but I was compelled to go to the seminar, and I'm so happy that I did, because I needed the science, actually, to explain to me what was actually happening. And I would like to use you, if you don't mind, to give you as an example of how we can actually balance ourselves, or use our home to balance ourselves.
First tell me, just in general, what is it that the biggest mistake people make in their homes?
You know, first of all...
Because some people do think Feng Shui is woo-woo, and it really isn't.
No,
it's pretty simple.
It isn't, but the reason why Feng Shui, the reason why people think that it is woo-woo is because they think that all that it's about is moving furniture around or changing the paint in your house. It is about so much more than that. It's a 4,000-year-old science. And there are so many layers, and if it were an onion, it would be the very first layer. It is the tip of the iceberg, is moving furniture. But does it make a difference? Yes, because it makes you feel better. And the idea is that your home must nurture you. But to be really specific, to make life-changing events in your home, you have to align your own energy with your home's energy, so that you are truly in sync, to feel the nurturing. And to get the best out of your Feng Shui is really to do the BaZi first, which is Chinese astrology. I have done your
chart.
Tell
me about that. Yo, you did my chart. Okay.
I did your chart.
And this is a whole nother, this is something you do before you do Feng Shui?
Yes, it is. I mean, you can do it separately, as a generic, because you want to make sure that there are no compromises in the elemental arrangements of your living space. But to really maximize that, you should find out your own composition so that you can align yourself personally with your living space. And you, Helen, are a Yang Earth.
Okay. What does that mean exactly?
That you are a mountain, but you're not just any old mountain. Of course, you're not, because you're a special person. You happen to be a Wu Shen, which is a monkey. And the monkey has metal in it, which means that you are a mountain that is full of jewels and precious gemstones and iron ore, and you have got in your chart, which is your day master, because the BaZi chart is based on the year, the month, the day, and the hour that you are born. And you, since you are a mountain, metal comes from mountains. Metal comes from the earth. So that means that you have a tremendous capacity to give. You are also fiercely loyal to your friends.
That is very true.
And the other thing about your chart, Earth naturally has the elements of earth, metal, water, and wood, just within the mountain. It has all of those, right? But what you are missing, and I don't know your hour because I wasn't given it.
I don't know it.
Okay, but you are missing fire in your chart. So even though you have all of this talent and all of these wonderful gifts, you did not feel nurtured. And especially as a child, when I look at your early years, I don't see fire anywhere. So I don't think that you've had a hard life in terms of people who just had hard, but you never felt that you were nurtured. You never felt...
So does that mean then, as an adult, using this BaZi chart to do the Feng Shui, I need a house that makes me feel nurtured?
Yes,
Okay.
you do. And that is the whole idea. Because once you need fire. And when you were 45, actually, fire came into your life, just in terms of your luck cycle. So from between 45 and 55, you felt nurtured because all of a sudden it came into your life. You felt like a different person. And the other thing is that you've got intelligence and fortune virtue in your day master.
I think that might be incorrect, but okay, I'll go with that. I'll take what you're saying, okay?
But taking that aside now, how does this match up? Fortunately, now we've got charts and it can relate, you know, before we were doing this by hand. But if you match that, you go to your house and there are Eastern groups and Western groups. Your group is the Eastern group, the positive. There are four good directions for you personally. They are the southeast, the east, the south, and the north.
And what do you use that direction for?
So since those are your four positive areas, you would go to your home and you would align your personal energy with those directions, as in the bed, your stove, your front door, your office space, all of the areas where you spend the most time. So you would actually then make it a point to nurture those directions, the southeast, the east, the south, and the north, because those are your positive areas. And when you slip into that, you will feel more nurtured. When you are nurtured yourself, you have a greater capacity to be nurturing to others. And it's very hard to give when you have nothing to give.
Right. We got to tell people again, the name of the book is Searching for Their Caravan. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Charmaine. Good to have you with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.